Yeah, morning trades. Momentum and growth continue to be the plays du jour at the moment, and we're seeing that tech space red hot. People are chasing this one, and we're seeing good breakouts playing through in a number of stocks, which I'll touch on in a second. But that should spill over into a slightly hotter Asian equity open. Our ASX call at this stage is sitting up 0.3%. We've got the Nikkei pretty much unchanged, but it wouldn't be a surprise when cash markets reopen that we do see a bit of buying from the get-go. And we've got Hong Kong, which had a nice gain yesterday. We're calling that up about 80 basis points at the moment, so a positive open and a bit of outperformance from Hong Kong following on from what we saw yesterday. In terms of the news flow overnight, we focused on comments from Governor Bailey from the Bank of England. I'm not sure we learned a huge amount new. We do see cable trading north of 125, but it's really just a dollar play there. And we saw US leading indicators coming out and dropping 0.8%, slightly worse than what the market was looking for. Now, as we look ahead into the session, it will be in terms of event risk and data. We're going to get the RBA minutes coming through. Not sure the market's expecting to learn much new from that. I think it's probably more wise to listen to comments from RBA Governor Bailey, Bullock, who's going to be speaking at 10 a.m. See what she has to say there, and whether we're going to see any kind of moves in rates pricing. Going to the UK, we've got public finances expected later on. In the US, we get the Chicago Fed Activity Index. Not expecting that to be much of a market move. We've got existing home sales and also the FOMC minutes playing through as well. Those minutes might move the dial to an extent, but we're not expecting massive volatility from that. Now, in terms of the equity move, of course, it's been tech. It's been the Magnificent Seven, which are up about 0.5% as that sub-index playing through. Shorts have covered. You've seen the short baskets up about 1.8% at the moment, but it's really been that tech play. I know Microsoft's been very much at the heart of what we've been seeing. 700 of these OpenAI staff saying that they want the board to resign or they're going to move over to Microsoft has meant that we've seen about $60 billion being added to Microsoft market cap. We're sitting up about 380 at the moment in Microsoft, so that's really been behind what we've been seeing in the moves. But that's not really explaining what we've been seeing in Apple. We've seen new cycle highs playing through there. We've seen that in Netflix. We've seen that in Nvidia, and I'm saying this just before Nvidia are about to report, so obviously all eyes on that. The market's expecting about a 7% move on there. So this tech move has really resonated, and we've seen the Nasdaq now breaking through 16,000. We've seen the S&P really pushing high with tech really back at the backbone there. European equity markets have consolidated, but we've seen US markets take the lead now, and that momentum is being pushed in. Going to FX markets, and maybe that equity move has resonated in some US dollar selling, but I think the market is taking this one down, and you've seen the US dollar again under pressure against all G10 currencies. We've got the dollar index trading south of 103.50 now, and really universal selling playing through. It's a question of looking at your betas, but we've seen dollar Noki as the play there, and dollar Stocky has really been a very, very strong mover to the downside. And of course, we've got the Riksbank meeting coming up later this week, which could or could not see another 25 basis point hike. We've seen good flow in dollar yen. That's been trading heavy at the moment, down to 148.10 on the lows. Dollar CNH has been trading weaker, down 0.7%. So we'll watch that fixing in the arm fixing a bit later on today, see what happens there. But certainly dollar yen's getting a focus, and Aussie dollar as we go into those RBA minutes, currently sitting up 65.62 as I speak at the moment, actually following copper pretty closely as we speak. We've got crude prices sitting up nicely, well over 2% in Brent and WTI. So obviously that's helping currencies like the Nokia as well. And we've got gold markets pretty much unchanged, as is the case in fixed income at the moment. We did see a 20-year bond auction going away fairly well, but we've got 2-year treasuries, pretty much the curve relatively unchanged. Twos are up a couple of basis points, a little bit buying towards the back end, but it's fairly stable conditions there. So again, momentum in equity markets really working with tech, and also that US dollar continues to be under selling pressure here.